Learned on the corner about the school of hard knocks. Found out his rap could be his salvation. Well, now he's talking all across the nation. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody. It's Ed Tyll.
God, I can't take it anymore. I gotta start this thing. We're live on YouTube. We're live at edtyll.com, and we will have a video posted shortly thereafter. And then this podcast will loop on my website until we do another one. So I'm excited as hell. On one line, it's Lori from Lake Mary. Lori, I heard your voice a moment ago when we connected. Music to my ears. Welcome to the show.
God bless you.
What's up in Lake Mary, baby? You know, people aren't going to know this. I used to live in Lake Mary. I love Lake Mary. You're from Lake Mary. What's new? What's going on with you, whether it's the world or just you? Tell me.
Well, you know, I'm not from Lake Mary. I'm from Chicago, but I live in Lake Mary now. All right.
Good.
So what's going on with me? You have too many guests on here. It's too much for me. I don't even know if you could deal with everything I'm going through right now, because I'm about to lose my mind and check into a mental institution. If I can't even right now deal with these people that think they're literally another sex. This Dylan, what's his name, that Drew Barrymore made out with on her show the other day.
Wow, tell me. I missed it. I know who Drew Barrymore is, but keep going. I'm listening.
I was trying to send you the link where you could see it. It's this guy, Dylan. He did 365 days of becoming a woman, and then he made his debut on Drew Barrymore's show the other day. He's oh God, you guys. Well, okay, just in general, like. I'm going between this crazy nutcase, corrupt, lying sack of dog ass that we have running this country that's going to get us into World War III.
Can I hug you in the middle of this? I got to give you a hug through the phone because I've missed you. I have missed you. This is what I miss. This is what I need, baby girl. Keep bringing it. I'm all ears, but I had to tell you how amazing it sounds. Keep going.
Well, I was trying to send you the Dylan Mulvaney. He did 365. Ed, I tried to get this to you earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get it. You got to see it. Then he came out and he had this big production in some big theater, I guess yesterday or the day before, which was his, year of becoming a woman. He's about 80 pounds. He comes out in this big pink dress with a stadium full of trannies and all the leftists that love the trannies. And he's doing a Broadway song and dance about how he's... I have to post him. I'm not on TikTok, but I go on, and I said, you will never be a female.
Right.
You are not a female. You don't have a womb, a uterus, or ovaries. You will never have a baby, not as long as I'm living. And you are, I didn't say a dude because he's not a dude. He's a little, I said, actually, I said that to him too. I'll get blocked. I said, you're just a little effeminate male.
Right. You're a delicate little guy, and you want to make a big, complex drama out of it because you know what? You got to deal with who you are. And who knows? It's not up to us to sort that out. But good. All right. Excellent. Thank you.
It is up to us, though. We have to keep fighting back. This is insane.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a headline I saw. I don't have the dude's name, but it's out there. And he's got the pictures up, in the story. he's been a woman kind of like this a year or two, a year and a half, and he says they conned me into it. I was weak, I was impressionable, and now coming back and telling the tale of how this vortex sucked this guy in. And when you see him, he's the worst-looking girl. I mean, you can tell he wasn't even wholeheartedly going after it. Yeah, he's keeping a mustache. Well, he's got the woman's head. Yeah, come on. You know, Dirty Sanchez or whatever he's got there. The little strings. Got little strings. But it was, he now is an evangelist that they dragged him into it. He was weak. He was drinking. He had all kinds of excuses for how he accidentally became a woman for like I'll get more details, but
okay,
it's out there. 2 days.
One thing before you do it.
Yeah.
I can have drinks, and I don't go, you know what? I think I want to be a male. It just doesn't work. The only thing I'm thinking is I need another pink purse.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. That's all you should be thinking about. How much do I love you? Do you know that? Do you know you? I don't know. I'm not trying to make it sound like that's the big a deal. But in this world, you are worship, girl. Hang on. Here's a voice. I don't know how far back me and this guy go, but it was my lucky day, like the first time he called the show, and it's been fantastic ever since. Arnie, welcome. Great to hear from you tonight. How are you?
Better than I deserve.
There it is. Now, love the open, and now bicycling you and I have in common. So first
That's right.
Yeah, what's happening? How many miles? Yeah, have you gone to the forest? I think you take the car when you go to the forest. But where have you been on the bike? Tell me about, because we're in bicycle weather right now.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I took a spill today.
Ouch. Allah.
Yeah.
Where did we hit?
I lost my cap, my baseball cap, and then I looked back and the whole friggin' bike flew right out of me.
Yow. So what is injured as we speak? Well, we got ice packs. We got icy hot with Shaquille O'Neal. What are you doing for your bike injury? You sound terrific for a guy who had a spill. What got banged up?
I did get lucky. I landed right on my stomach, and the only thing I scraped up was my hand a little bit.
Wow.
And I didn't even bother my hernia. That's amazing.
A hernia safe fall, Arnie. Right there, protecting the hernia, and you know the hand injury you described.
Yeah.
We all had that when we were starting out. Because you block yourself in the old days against a concrete sidewalk. So even though you don't break anything, you got a nice deep abrasion in there. Yeah, I feel that right through the phone. So where in the ride did it happen? Early on and it was over, or at the end near the middle? When during the ride?
Well, it was a 12-mile ride, and it happened about midway.
There you go.
I was crossing the street, actually, but
right.
I shouldn't have looked back. I got so damn mad I lost my cap. The damn, I know, the friggin' wind.
Well, and how long had you had that cap?
Oh, my baseball cap, it's always on, but it just, I should have put it tighter on there.
Yeah, right. I'm like you.
Yeah.
I don't like them tight. I don't even like anything on me. I never wear a watch. I don't like the baseball. I don't like any of it.
Yeah.
But if I have to wear it, like you, I don't make it as snug as it could be. All right, hang on, because it's the trifecta. People say, why do you do this? Here's the reason. You heard reason number one, reason number two, and then this next guy, I don't know. We've spent a lot of time on the air. My friends who were listening tonight, Bob, said, well, what are you going to talk to these people about? What's that? I said, I have no idea. And welcome. Great to hear your voice the other day.
Well, good to be hearing back from you, Ed Tyll. Been missing hearing your voice, and great to hear from Lori from Lake Mary. And
Lori, I didn't play the Lori song. I didn't play that for you. I should have tonight. Shame on me. Are you there? I lose you? Oh, there you are. Okay.
No.
You're in
I'm
there.
here.
You're in there.
Okay, I was waiting because he had everybody else, and I have
I did.
thoughts in my head. My brain's always spinning. I'm thinking about things.
Okay.
I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about me.
Oh.
And I'm thinking about things.
You got it.
Like that.
And then
Not like that.
think about you. Think about you. Think about me. Then think about a private jet. And then we'll find some place that's interesting and we'll have a little dinner somewhere.
I think I have big plans, and I really do. So
nice.
I want, but all right. So let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you
and me. Let's do
talk
it.
about all the good things, all the bad things that may be.
Hey, I love that. I'm all ears. Go.
Hey, I wanted to know, are you still driving a truck?
I have never owned a truck.
No, not you, Ed.
Oh, who? Arnie?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Arnie.
Yeah. What was your question? I didn't.
Are you still, on the road?
No, I'm home. I'm home right now.
Oh, God.
He's like George Burns. He's like talking to George Burns. What are you doing? I'm sitting right here. What are you doing? I'm on the couch.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So go ahead. Your question was, is he touring with the vehicle? Are you driving all over the place?
No, not tonight. No.
No, not Arnie. Oh, gosh.
Oh, Bob. You meant to ask Bob about his truck?
Is that who calls in? Who is always on the road?
Oh, no, that's Michael. Michael's not with us. He's with the family this evening.
Oh, God.
Home with
when
the
you said
family.
he's not with us, I said, oh,
I know.
Lord.
That's a lousy way to put it, right? You killed off your friend, Okay, beautiful. Let me get...
He went to be with Jesus.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Among all my friends, I'll bet Jesus hangs out with Michael the most. I know my other friends get time. My friends are good people. But Michael, right there. Good for... So I can answer on his behalf. Yes, he's over the road. Guess where he is? He's at a place to drive you crazy tonight. He said, and I lived there, and it drove me crazy 25 years ago. He's in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, God bless him.
Forget it. God bless America and the UN as well. It's horrible up there, and it was bad in 2000. I was there 2001, 2002. Tuberculosis.
Well, yeah, that's when all the grunge was taken over and the homeless all started populating there.
Oh, you don't even know. It's tuberculosis city. All they talked about was tuberculosis. Stay away from dumpsters. Stay away from... It was crazy. It was a tuberculosis scare during my tenure in that town. And I lived downtown in a high-rise, so I wasn't around everybody, but it was everywhere. Tuberculosis city.
I guess that's what I'll call from now. You live in Tuberculosis City?
Make a left at chest pain, and you make a left at chest pain, put on your blinker, and enter Tuberculosis City. Yeah. Oh,
Ed,
God. Yes.
Did you see what my friend William J. Kelly said to Lori Lightfoot?
No. And who is Lori Lightfoot again? Just refresh
yeah.
me. I think I know who she is. Who's Lori Lightfoot?
The
mayor, the former ex-mayor on the way out. Yeah. Little obnoxious little squirt. She's an obnoxious little squirt. She's like 2 feet tall, and every time you ask her a question, there's something wrong with you for asking her a question, although her town has, that's sad. It was that way when I was there in 1990. It's identical now under her. She's on the way out, though, right?
She's done, and William, he's got a press pass, and he went up in front of her. I don't know, about maybe 5 months ago. Right. She had his press pass revoked from him.
Oh,
and he's in federal court with it right now. That's how far it's taken.
Good.
She didn't want to have. First of all, I can say this on this show. I can't if I say it online. She is like one of the most ugliest little midget dykes I've ever seen.
On top of everything else, why can't she be beautiful at least? Why, you know what I mean? Like if she was ravishing, maybe everything else would be more tolerable, but at the end, unattractive. Wow.
Oh, she's disgusting. And her wife
Oh, she has
is
a wife.
Jewish,
Oh, boy.
and she's like about 6'5", looks like Big Bird.
Hello.
This is
She has a wife. She has a wife. That little Lori Lightfoot has a big, tall wife. Okay. Talking about sex, baby. Talking about her and she. Yeah.
You know
okay.
what's bad?
Gotcha.
I tried to. I had to try in my mind to think about and I couldn't do it.
Hold on. Let me get Bob in here. Bob, I went to you a couple of seconds ago. I think you're back. We're having a good time? Listen to what we're doing here on the air.
Yeah, I was thinking about, when Lori was first talking about that Dylan Mulvaney or whatever his name is, that it turns out this year, or even since Miss Jenner, Caitlin, it seems like men are actually becoming better women than women were. We're winning all the awards.
Wow, look at that. Lori, you hear the old spinaroo? Did you catch the old spinarooski?
Give this Woman of the Year award to some on International Women's Day.
Here we go.
Woman of the Year to a non-woman.
Yes. Yes, that is very true. It is very sickening.
It's right. In other words, why can't you figure it out on your own? Do all the trade-offs, whatever you got, whatever. But instead of conforming your body, right? I mean, Lori, we've never talked about this. I'm against breast implants. I'm against Botox. I don't believe in vanity medicine, even that Chris Christie, suck your fat out and so you can go eat some more, put a belt on. I don't go for that. So I believe people should adjust. If you're effeminate, right? If you're effeminate, you're a guy, you feel like a girl, you feel like, Shania Twain, you feel like a woman. What? Deal with it. Why do you have to tell everybody? I don't need to know. And no, you don't get to go to work as your hobby. Your hobby's going to be, you got hair products, you're going to look like a girl, you want to sashay all over your living room, go out to your courtyard, hit on the doorman, do what you got to do at home with that. So is that too hard? I don't think that's unrealistic. That lets them be what they are, right? Because they're going to tell you they're on some spectrum of sexuality. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm pretty vain. Like, I have hair extensions, and
you're beautiful, though. You're exempt from everything I said because you're beautiful.
Well,
that's all.
I mean, there's stuff that you don't know that I can talk to you about privately. Why I don't have pictures and stuff up, and it has to do with the media.
Oh, of course.
And it's a story that I will talk to you about. Basically, but in a nutshell, the media destroyed me and my name, and I will tell you all about that at another time.
Right.
But
wow.
Literally they did. And I will talk to you about that, Ed. I have no problem with that. Or Bob, but
yeah, right.
They really and they destroyed me. They destroyed my family. They were harassing my parents, and it was a very, very bad situation.
Wow.
Again, I'll get into it with you when you and I want to, have a kind of a private conversation.
Absolutely.
What they did to me, but that's why. And I mean, I'm asked all the time, why don't you post pictures? Because I think I'm on private, but I'm not sure, and I don't want them to be able to bring up anything or find me or anything like that if they can't.
Right.
But I will tell you this. I did get blocked on Twitter for 7 days until yesterday, which is nothing new because I told somebody that there's only XX and XY.
Oh, right.
That was it.
That's blockable.
And I got blocked for
That's
7 days.
blockable. See, I'm telling you, they're outliving their usefulness. When all these things started, they brought people out. But honestly, what is the point? Now, that's with him. Now that's with him, right? This is with Musk now. This is the guy that was going to stop all that, and you get blocked because all you're talking is scientific. That's not allowed. Yeah, it can't be science.
He still has. It's like with Trump. He still has stagnant people in there that need to be let go. But when you have so many people, within, it's very hard to figure out who is what.
Without it, you know what, Sugar Plum, I love you. I'm going to let you go. I got a few more things, but I just want you to know my favorite 22 minutes of the last year right now. Just with you on the show. 22 minutes and 32 seconds of...
Reach out to me so I can talk to you about, what has happened.
We will. We'll
I love you guys. You all have a good night. Be safe.
Say goodbye to Lori. There you go. Arnie, are you still there, Arnie?
Yeah. 10-4.
There we go. Love Lori. Love everything.
Yeah.
She's got it going on. So you and Bob now are both on at the same time. What have we been missing? I mean, I felt like, we hung out all the time, every day. And I've been working my ass off on these comedy, Arnie, you're going to understand this. Bob, you get this from the music world. I'm a producer as well as on the show. Right? Where's the venue? Where's the audio? Where's the stage? Where are the chairs going to be? Ticket sales? Everything now. So that's what my absence has been about. But I miss you guys big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, been missing seeing your face, hearing your voice. I wonder what old Ed Tyll is up to.
Maybe he got kidnapped somewhere with an audience. I got to tell you, you guys will love this. I got a groaner on a joke, and I do it all the time now because I always get some little liberal, a wallflower, what do you call them, a snowflake in the room. So you want to know what I'm annoyed? And she goes, the first person who heard this joke went, oh. So that's how the show's going to, this is what kind of comic he is. All right, this is innocent. I want you guys to judge me. Judge me right now. I think it's an innocent joke. Are you ready? You there?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. All right, here it is. A beautiful woman came up to me the other day and told me she was polyamorous. Oh, there we go. I feel like Chris Rock now. He blew a joke with Will Smith. All right. She told me right. I blew my big joke. I set it up for 5 minutes, and I said it wrong. So she told me she was polyamorous is the correct way to say the word. All right. Polyamorous, right? So what does that make you think? You know what I thought? She's having sex with a parrot. Rah, 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 rah. I think that's a harmless joke. Arnie, is there anything wrong with that joke?
You faded out a little bit there.
Oh yeah, let me do it again. I'm confident with it now. I'm getting more confident as I do it now. It's like an open mic. I'm going to do that again. I've done that at an open mic. I've said, hold on a second. I screwed that whole thing up. Let me do that again. And everybody giggles. I walk to the back. All right, here we go. A beautiful woman comes up to me, and she says, I'm polyamorous. And I go, oh, my God, you're banging a parrot? Rah, 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 rah. I think that's a funny joke. So as everybody was enjoying it in the back of the room, is that what kind of show? Is that what we're talking about? No, like what? I can't make fun of a word that everybody has sex with everybody else. How do you insult a polyamorous person when they're having sex with everybody and they telling you they have sex with everybody? My wife and I had 2 couples over the other night, and we all had sex that's what polyamory is. So, I thought the parrot was permissible humor. What do you think?
And then you got to come up with instead of doing the rock, then you say, rock, Polly want a orgasm? I don't know.
Oh, no. Listen, right, there you go. I don't want to tag that right now with what I thought. But I do have I have an X-rated tag. Absolutely. Let me tell you, I believe in that joke. I got the 3 tags, man. I got the punchline, the 3 tags. Right out of the joke book manual. He's got to have 3 tags, you know. Johnny Carson, 3 tags. Dick Cavett, 3 tags, you know. Okay, so I got them, but they're all graphic. Yours was good. Probably want an orgasm. That's pretty mellow for what I'm doing. I'm down there, baby, anatomically. Yeah. So she was judging me as one of those comics by that joke. Rah, rah. And then I stretched out. I go rah, rah, rah. You know, it's great. Yeah, sex with a parrot. You know, they're not going to say anything.
Yeah.
They're not going to turn you in. They can't dial a phone. I mean, they can talk, but, you know, somebody's got to dial the phone for them.
You are correct, sir.
What's that?
Remember that? Remember Ed McMahon with Johnny Carson? You are correct, sir.
Oh, you know, you're a mind reader. I was doing that half an hour ago. Don't you love what he says? You are correct, sir. I believe that Ed McMahon started people saying you are correct outside of classrooms.
Yeah.
I think outside, it was Ed McMahon. Bob, you remember you are correct, sir.
Yes. I also remember mostly, it's kind of weird. I don't remember Ed McMahon saying it as much as Phil Hartman on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, right. Phil, old good Phil, old Hartman there. Old Phil, dead Hartman. Oh, God.
Just
He has a beautiful wife, and she shoots him in his bed while he's sleeping. I was in L.A. when that happened. The whole town was shuddered, from that. Horrible. Poor Phil. And he was a Saturday Night Live legend, and then he was on a lot of shows. He started out with Pee Wee Herman, I believe.
And then, he had that radio. What was that? News. It was an.
I love that. Yeah, Bob, I never missed an episode. News radio. I watched it every week.
It was news and radio. There you go.
Yeah, News Radio was the name of that show, and it was him, and it was a couple of guys in there from Kids in the Hall. Somebody from Kids in the Hall, and it was a great. And then there was that girl with the red hair. Oh man, it was an amazing cast, News Radio. But that goes back. How far back is News Radio? Hey, Arnie, you remember anything called News Radio on TV?
I did. That was wasn't it a sitcom or something?
It was sitcom about a radio station, and Phil Hartman was the guy with the big voice. He was the guy who did all the news on the air like this, and it was a great show. Loved that show.
Like Burgundy. Ron Burgundy, is it?
Yeah, that's it. He was, before there was Ron Burgundy, there was the character on News Radio. Absolutely. Are you, by the way, Bob, are you a Ron Burgundy? Are you a Will Ferrell guy? You like that character?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was pretty, Will Ferrell, he's got some definite characters in his repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of funny. They
let me ask Arnie.
Ron Burgundy stuff when he just reads.
Right.
You know, when they were talking about when they used to talk about Biden, they said he's got Ron Burgundy because he reads whatever's on the teleprompter.
Hey, you know what? A lot of dudes I know since the 80s, I met one of those guys in every city. The guy was tall, handsome, and you could put a shopping list in front of him, and he would deliver it like, tonight. 4 bananas, a dozen, bottles of water. He was so, and I love, what's his name in Miami? Had a guy who used to do these killer editorials. Arnie, who am I talking about in Miami? The godfather of the editorial back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I forgot.
I can see his face. White hair, glasses. Yeah. Look at you like he would. It was the dinner hour. It was part of the newscast. He looked like he was going to punch you in the face. He was so serious when he would do this stuff. He almost looked angry. Oh, it's not coming to me. But he was the godfather. He was the godfather. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about what's his name on Mary Tyler Moore? Bob? Is it
Ted Knight?
Ted Knight. Yeah, Ted Knight was great also. Yeah. Oh. and of course he was amazing in Caddyshack.
Oh, God.
He made Caddyshack, didn't he? Oh.
Yeah, he was a judge. Come on, Billy, 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 Billy.
Right. Hey, let me turn you guys on to something. Unless you've seen it already, you will love this. Arnie, you're a big YouTube guy. Bob, you go to YouTube a lot, right? You're fishing around there for good stuff.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So here we go. Jackie Gleason, 1970, bringing out a new comic by the name of Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, man. You got to, and Gleason stays with him. Like in the beginning, they do banter before Jackie walks off the stage, and Jackie hits a punchline, and it goes flat. And you see, like, Rodney smile, try to make like it hit, and smile as you. Oh, it was fantastic. He destroys the audience. And 1970.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I watch these. I like. It's kind of strange. I love watching younger people react to old comedians because back then it was like,
right.
It was no holds barred. It was like talking, especially Dangerfield talking about his wife and his kids.
Right.
I came out the other day and they slept my wife or whatever, and then Norm Macdonald tried to he said he was one of his favorite comedians too, and he tried to match his little routines and stuff like that, and it's like. My wife, I the other day I said I feel like I'm fat and I'm ugly and I just don't feel good about myself. Could you give me something positive? And the wife says, yeah, your eyesight's damn near perfect.
Right. Now he was the king of that. Right. Everything he said was ultimately bad for him, no matter what it was. Yeah, I get no respect. I mean, it was by the way, it was the beginning of the I get no respect. So he hadn't said it thousands of times yet.
And
very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Was his doctor?
What's that? Oh, Dr. Vinny Boombatz. What are you talking? Yeah, Dr. Vinny Boombatz. Johnny, you got to have help.
Johnny.
Right. Johnny, you got to have help. Oh, you're right, Rodney. You got to have, my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombatz. Oh, God. I mean, I remember when he got as good as like Rickles and everybody else on the couch. He brought his, and Johnny loved, Johnny was a great laugher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you let it loose with him, I was laughing my ass off, and it was like 3:30 in the morning. Oh, yeah, no, and here's another one. I'll give you, and that's about 8 minutes. It's all it is an 8-minute YouTube, but I'll give you another one. David Letterman bringing out Sam Kinison for the first time ever. But what is, he says, this next guy is very wild. I don't know what's going to happen now, but we love this guy. So Kinison already had this reputation. He wasn't new. So he comes out and he destroys. He just goes for it, and he's high power all the way through. It's about 6.5 minutes, but it's a brilliant YouTube. Because you're watching Dave go nuts in the background in silhouette because the spotlight is on Sam. Yeah, go ahead, Arnie.
Oh no, I'm just listening to you. What?
Well, let me. Are you a Sam Kinison fan? Where you remember when he was around?
I do remember. He gone now?
He crashed his Corvette. I think in Vegas, or I think he was driving Vegas back to L.A. or the other way around. He did.
Remember him.
He died in
And he always had that scream.
Oh, it was the
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, I love it. I'm telling you, man, when I started doing comedy with Bob Bell and a couple of comedians, it would be like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I say, anybody want to come and watch some VHSs of Kinison? And that was it. We used to pack my loft, 6 or 7 of us, and until the sun came up, watch old VHSs of comedians on Letterman and Carson, man. And Bill Hicks, I don't know if you know who that is, passed away a long time ago also. Another genius. He used to tour with Kinison. So those guys used to travel around a lot. Fantastic. Just brilliant talent. So there you have it. Those are my 2 suggestions for cool videos to watch, to enjoy. So So, Bob, you and I haven't talked music in forever. Arnie is on the line. Arnie, beautiful video of Karen Carpenter killing it on the Skins, baby, hitting those drums. Unbelievable drum solo by her on live television. I have to get you a link on that if you haven't seen it already.
I've seen a lot of her on YouTube. Was she dressed in a white uniform?
Yes. Well, I don't know about uniform.
Yeah.
The drum solo on YouTube, you're not going to see the whole band. It's a camera shot of her.
Yeah.
And she does have a white top on, but she doesn't sing. She just goes into this wild ass solo. It was amazing. I was like, I got to make sure that you know about that. So let me come to Bob. So, Bob, you had a great question. You texted me earlier today or yesterday. What do you do when members of a famous band die? I love that idea. What is your... yeah, go ahead.
So this week, the last remaining member of Lynyrd Skynyrd died. So does that group still get to be called Lynyrd Skynyrd?
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's bad for
Lynyrd Skynyrd. Nobody from Lynyrd Skynyrd is even there. It's even questionable when there's like, they do these shows at the Villages now. I think is where they basically where these.
Well, look, let's go.
One
come on,
original guy, and
dude.
You just, he wasn't even the guy that named the band. He was just like some other player. So now all your originals are gone.
Right?
Is there really a Lynyrd Skynyrd anymore? Right? Or does that have to go by some other name?
Come on, and let's be honest. I mean, let's put it all out on the table, right? Tribute bands are great for the musician. I will never be against a tribute band because I love musicians working. And if you're a good tribute band, that means you're a good musician. You learned somebody else's good work, you can deliver it, and you get paid to come back, and you're respecting what you're tributing. I'm with it all. But I wouldn't let you drag me to one, and I've never been to one. No one's going to get me. I'm happy that they're there. And I never even discouraged the fans. I go see the Make Believe Eagles and the Make Believe Beatles. It was I believe Beatlemania is what started this whole thing. Those guys are big stars. Okay, so but
now they got the Fab Four, some other group called the Fab Four.
I have to say I'm happy for artists to be working. And if you could live with that, same set, playing Journey, or you play my boys in Styx, Styx is still out there doing their thing. So, there are Styx tribute bands, but it's really bad when the tribute band is around and the real band can still come to town. So, I don't know. Arnie, you have any thoughts on a tribute band? Does it strike you one way or the other, or it's okay if the music is okay?
Yeah, I love tribute bands. It keeps the artist alive.
Oh.
That's what I look at.
Well, you know what? He's right? It's a flesh and blood hologram, right? They're doing the hologram now, right? Where if you want to see James Brown, they put James Brown up on the stage for you by hologram. I think I'm with Arnie on that, Bob. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw some weird little something the other night with Christina Aguilera singing a Whitney Houston song.
Right,
and all of a sudden, Whitney pops up in the back, on a hologram, singing the rest of the song, and then Christine goes back to the back where some of that's kind of creepy, but it is kind of like if one band is not touring anymore, I think if the real band is still touring or something like that, it's kind of the tribute band. Like there's some band that comes through here a lot called Yacht Rock. So they'll do
yacht rock. In other words, they play on yachts. They play on boats for rich people on a yacht.
Yeah.
Polyamorous. Do you bang a parrot? Is that
bang a gong? I don't know.
Right. Anyway, all right. Well, look, Arnie. Once again, you always do this. You always bring some wisdom. It does keep the artist alive.
Yes.
So, do you have any artists now, that have reached you in any top 40? Somebody else has got the radio on or whatever. Have you bumped into anything new that you like, that you go, oh, wow, what's this?
Oh yeah, there's so many. I like music. I like a variety of music, but
Right.
yeah, there's always especially with YouTube, there's this tribute band of every artist in the universe now on YouTube.
Right. But I was asking, is there any new release artist, a brand new artist now that has reached you, and you kind of go, oh wow, pretty good?
No, not really. I'm such an oldies classic rock person that didn't even impress me.
So let me say, when you're in the car driving,
yeah,
and you got your oldies and classic rock on, and they go to a commercial, are you ever tempted to go to the top 40 and just see what it sounds like? Or there's
Not
enough?
really.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, tell you the truth, no, I never really do that.
Right,
Not since Dick Clark is gone.
Yeah, no, I got you. Now, I am, Bob, I want to get you in on this. I do something related to what Arnie just described, the way he is, right? I will go get an album that I used to love and act like it just came out. Keep it around, play it a lot, play it for like 6-7 weeks like it's new, but to qualify, it's got to be an album from a long, long time ago. What do you do about hearing some new music? Do you go older with the artists you like, or do you go into the new music on a Billboard Hot 100 and see if there's anything in there that you like? How do you get new tunes?
Well, most of the time, anything new to me is coming from one of my sons. He'll come out and say, like my son will say, "Oh, listen to this band."
Right.
And I'll listen and okay, it has some good parts and some of it not. But it's like, that's kind of how I hear new music. Now I couldn't tell you the name of the artist that he's listening to.
Right.
It doesn't like stick to me, and then I'll listen to it. Every once in a while, there's some band that I hadn't heard, but it fits into a style I like. Like some new.
So you don't go off the
you
don't go off the reservation. You like your style. You like what you know. So, for example, you see
the newest band, but they're not that new.
Who?
Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, right. At least it's modern. But honestly, I was waiting. I don't even know if another good album came out. Their opener was good. I thought their sophomore was a little flat.
Yeah.
So Greta Van Fleet, for me, is already fading unless they're going to make a comeback. That's a band that could have a top 40 hit out of nowhere. They could just have one hit, put them back in the game. But no, good point. Because personally, yesterday Bobby Caldwell died. Okay. Did you notice that? The guy that sang that famous song, "What You Won't Do, You Do for Love." Well,
the one that everybody thought was black.
So it is a racist society, right? Exactly. Who says it's not a racist society, right? Everybody all day. Oh, that guy's white. Oh, that guy's white. And you've had Google for how long? Did you go with the stereotype? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So a good point.
Skaggs, everybody thought, okay, that guy's got too much soul to be a white guy.
Right. Well, the thing is, thank God, because I had good jocks in the Boz Skaggs day, so they would talk about the dude, but you're right. So that is an example. In other words, like Bobby Caldwell was someone who captured an audience from all over the room. He had rockers, he was just different. He just had a great sound and song. So that kind of makes the point that every once in a while I will stay with all the top 40 stations in the car, and it's bad. There's some ugly, horrible stuff out there right now. It's not even musical, no notes. But every once in a while, I will hear, what's her name? There is a girl I like. Camila Cabello has a song out right now. I don't know, she's like 19. She has a song out that was great. I didn't know it was her until the end, but I had it up on 9.5 in the car out of 10. Blasted it. So anyway, that was I'm always sniffing. Oh, Billie Eilish a couple of years ago. I fell hard for that. That bad guy. Remember that? You're a bad guy. I fell for. I went, wow, and she did. She won a Grammy. She was a big deal, but I don't know. What she's doing now is too syrupy for me.
Yeah, as my kids were growing up, and as they hear, listen to new stuff, bring new stuff into the fold, I'd like, okay, and then a few years ago when Chris Stapleton, man, I thought he nailed the national anthem, but when Chris Stapleton came out, I'm like, all right, he's cool. He's got kind of a country and blues and soul, and he just is like you can't put him in a genre.
This is interesting. I know, right? I know who you're talking about. Has he written a line that you were knocked out? Was there a moment where you're like, "Wow, this guy's great," or is he okay? How did he have a moment that was, "Wow, oh my God, I couldn't believe the line he sang or the thing that happened"? Because I don't have a big feel for him. He was new to me. A Super Bowl day.
Really? Yeah, he trying to think. Besides the Tennessee whiskey thing that got him on the
Is that what it was? That's
yeah.
You know what? I have such a close friend in New York, a part of that band that I was in. Remember the band I was in when I was 15? I always say they're still together. There's a singer in that band now that fell for that song, and I'll bet you Stapleton making it big is what got my friend to hear it, because my friend is not a Tennessee whiskey ordinary listening, but he's a singer, and that song, he loves that song. Yeah.
Because what he did was there's an old version, country version of the song Tennessee Whiskey,
right,
with the lyrics, and it's like Alan Jackson, George Jones have sung it, all that kind of stuff. But he took an old not Ella Fitzgerald. What's the other? At last, my love.
Oh, wait a second. Who are you talking about now? You talking about God Bless America with Kate Smith?
No. Some black soul singer, and she had this song about and so he kind of took these blues riffs and put it over, put these lyrics over this little blues swing.
Right.
I'm trying to think of what that lady's name is. She sang that song "At Last" that they're singing all at all these weddings and stuff like that.
Interesting. Wow, it's not hitting me. You're not talking about the girl who sang the Black National Anthem there, or whatever it was at the Super Bowl.
No.
Right.
I'm talking about
because I don't know who that is either, and I was shocked.
Back in the 50s days,
You're
killing me.
Who?
Oh, Senator, remember Ella Fitzgerald?
Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James.
Etta James.
Wow, look at Ed. What do I win for that? Etta James. Who knows?
Let's tell Ed what he wins, folks.
Tell Ed where he's going this weekend, Pat. You'll go right down to the Hilton in Melbourne.
You're going to Lake Tahoe. Remember all those old comedy clubs that they?
Oh, the Borscht Belt.
On Johnny Carson. I'm going up to the Catskills. All those places are gone.
Oh, the Borscht Belt, baby. Nothing like it. Oh, all the big comics, yeah. So we're talking Etta James, and we're talking Billie Holiday is another one, man. I got her in the car, dude. What is she? She's singing some broke. I like a torch song different than I like a sad song.
Yeah.
Right? A torch song, she's hurt in pain. A sad song, he's gone, there's nothing happening, gone, sad, quiet, memories. The other one is, damn you for loving me like that. Oh, I love that. So, Etta James, good. Okay, I'm with you.
Well, the other thing about that drew me to now Chris Stapleton was, I saw him on a video, and he's just playing his acoustic guitar like in some little book, like a library, just non-acoustic.
Yeah, right.
And his voice is still, you have these people who you take their voice off of the mics and all the background music, and it's like just awful. But he still brings. There's nothing artificial.
Is that right? He's got a nice clean voice on his own. Yeah,
he's got that growl. He's got that soul growl in there.
I love that. I mean, that is the thing. When you hear a voice, doesn't matter the form of music, you really lock on with that. But you got to take care of yourself. This Robert Plant looks like a walking corpse. Have you seen him? It's disgusting. I'm ashamed that I used to go see the guy, 73, 74, Led Zeppelin 3, we're going nuts. And now I can't, what's the word? Countenance him. I can't tolerate him when he starts. And he always got to use somebody now. He's always some girl, Alison Krauss. So very disappointed. Paige carries the post-Zeppelin beautifully. That's the way you handle it. And I don't know. All the reunions were wrong, right, on them. We're talking about Apex Band now. All the reunion ideas are wrong with that. Am I right? You don't do any reunions with Led Zeppelin, do you? It's amazing. It's there. Goodbye. No?
Now, when
I heard the silence, I'm like, he's going, oh, my God, what is Ed talking about? He's nuts.
But they're not all there. It's not like when Cream got back together and did the Albert Hall. That was great. That was great. You didn't lose a thing. Nobody
lost a step. Well, let's do this now. Now you opened up a topic right there. Arnie, you get in on this, okay? I don't want to put you on the spot. But you take a band like Cream, 3 guys, incredible, off the hook. That's special. That's not like all the other bands. 3 guys filling these big auditoriums, 3 instruments, 3 voices. Incredible. What is your thought on the power trio and that level? Because we've talked about this, you and me. The guitar is a big thing to you. And you're talking about Apex guitar play. Go ahead. What do you think on the power trio?
Oh, they were awesome. Cream was really great. That was like playing Crossroads. Any kid who wants to play electric guitar was either play Crossroads or Smoke on Water as their initiation. So.
There you go. Right. Absolutely. And earlier, Bob, get you in on this. Cream made the top 40. They were heavy. They were ass kickers. They could do those long solos. They could do anything. But they could also do 2 minutes, 45 seconds, and everybody, Sunshine of Your Love. It's been played a bazillion times. Do you remember when you first heard Cream? What's your first impression when you started listening to them? Were you with them from the beginning?
Yeah. I had a brother that was about 4 or 5 years older than me, because I was probably 10 when I think maybe 9 or 10.
Right.
And so his band would play their songs and stuff like that, and Sunshine of Your Love and Swallblur or whatever.
Oh, my favorite, Swallobar. No one knows how to say it because there's a missing vowel.
The picture had a mustache. That's all I remember.
Right. The picture had a mustache. Dun, dun, dun. But you love it.
The thing about Cream was with a 3-man band, there were no holes. There were no. It was full.
No, full.
They filled it.
A wall of sound.
You didn't think there was. Okay, they need a keyboard. No, they
don't need anything. They need electricity. You sit down and give them electricity, and that's they had no light shows. They worked with the 1 or 2 lights on them. They didn't have all that Pink Floyd stuff. But what you're saying, their live albums are real testament. I bought their, this is a crime. I bought their box set with everything they ever put out. I only paid $16. And it's a beautiful box set with all the artwork and the booklet. So something's wrong there. I don't know how I got that, but it's incredible when you listen to them live.
And I know I'm about to blaspheme in your eyes, but I just didn't think Zeppelin live carried it because on their recordings, they had the layers, and Page would do 2 or 3 layers, and so when they came out live, it's like, why didn't you bring a 4th guitarist to fill in?
Wow! Look at Bob going in on the Zeppelin. What? Whoa! Just kick those guys right in the nuts. Why should have another guitar player?
They weren't as good live. I just didn't like them live.
Well, I will tell you.
I loved all their studio stuff.
No, you're right. I'll tell you this much. I saw Zeppelin in '73. Then I saw them in '77, and it was different. On the first tour that I saw, and I didn't even see the first tour. They toured in '69, but the tour that I saw first time, I was young, but it was to the record. I was going crazy that they were matching the first, and we in my band we did Heartbreaker and Livin' Lovin' Maid just the way they are on the second album, and they start like Livin' Lovin' Maid starts like in 1 second. There's no big pause between the songs, so I was going to see this. I was like, oh my God, I want to see them perform it. And I did. I fell down, man. They played just like Led Zeppelin 2. I went crazy. And then they did, it was a new song at the time. They did Since I've Been Loving You live. Oh my, again, I had a brain hemorrhage during this song because it just kept getting greater. But 76, I didn't feel like that. When I saw them in 76, they did Kashmir. That was their big song. Da-da-da, da-da-da. And that they did.
That's the one with All of My Love.
Oh, no. That's a song that Robert Plant and I and Pat Horgan, we all hate. He hates that song, too. I don't know why he did it. Jimmy Page hates that song. Everybody hates that song. I don't know why they did it. They probably thought it was a radio play song. All of My Love is the worst thing they ever. Well, I like In Through the Outdoor. I like Coda. And those are for the real devotees, right? Those songs never saw any airplay, or those albums. But, yeah, man, they when everybody tells you you're the best, you're amazing, da-da-da, I don't see how they made it past Led Zeppelin 3, honestly. Because how do you keep it together when everybody puts you in a superlative? So what am I supposed to do now? So for me, I hated Stairway to Heaven. You believe this? Zeppelin fan. I heard it and I went, all right, this is, And then I realized, oh my God, this is for the girls. This is going to be a girl song. And it wasn't a girl that didn't love it in my neighborhood. So by the fourth album, I was skeptical that they were selling out. And then Song Remains the Same was a good song. But there's some dead weight on that album.
Yeah, the Stairway to Heaven, when it finally gets when they finally build up and get to the rocking part.
Right.
But the whole build up is just like, okay, come on, get to it. Get to it. That's the same way with
and the hedgerows, and we're walking around in somebody's backyard. Yeah, right.
On and on. Right. I'm like, come on, man.
Same thing.
Now I'll give you the rocking part of Freebird. Somebody yells, "Play Freebird!" I'm like, "Shut up!"
Come on! But I will give you a counterbalance in that era that everybody heard briefly. And, it was never a sustaining, amazing band. But I remember Robin Trower coming on the scene. And he's opening every song with that guitar song. Everything is guitar. I said, look at this guy. I said, there's an opening because Zeppelin is soft. Zeppelin was getting soft, and there was Robin Trower. If you get a hold of the album Bridge of Sighs, that is one of the great albums of all time. But he just didn't sustain. I don't know if they broke up or, next album maybe he didn't sell. But there was a moment where he came in on the Zeppelin, whatever they got a fungus. It was like a fungicide was necessary for Zeppelin, and he was raw. Just you know who I'm talking about? Robin Trower?
I've heard the name. I can't.
You give this guy a listen. You give this guy a listen off that album. You could just randomly pick off the Bridge of Sighs album. Don't worry about what song it is. He will blow you away. He was the guitar player in Procol Harum. And of course they were, Wine a Shade of Pale and Slow Dance and all that crap. My friends and I, all right, we're going outside for a cigarette. Procol Harum's on. But they're great musicians. I'm not taking anything away from them, but there's a lot of that stuff. Wine a Shade of Pale and remember Color My World. Chicago,
came in and hit it, and then they kind of just, they hit it so hard they just, I can't imagine. It's got to be hard to just, okay, now we got to come up, because once you hit that first album, writing a song is not an easy thing.
Look, you're making a fantastic point. The Beatles were like a factory, and of course they had a format. They were doing their songs a certain way. The Stones were the real you got to learn how to write. Like, you guys don't know how to write anything. You know, in the beginning, they wrote nothing, and they didn't know and even think about it. And all of a sudden, their guy said, "Look, you got to write something." And they wrote well, right? Jumpin' Jack Flash, Painted Black. They did it, but they had to learn it. You know what I mean? They were totally what the Beatles gave them a song. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Beatles threw them. What was it? I can't think of the title now. It's a real simplistic song. Not Time Waits for No One. That was theirs. But it was a real simplistic song, but they did it. And,
Time is on my time. No.
I think that's theirs also. The Beatles gave them something that the Beatles themselves actually recorded a year later.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what that was. I
want to be your lover, baby. I want to be your man. It's something like that. Yeah,
that was it.
You know, I love this discussion because the other night I'm looking at Lennon's lyrics and McCartney's lyrics.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's such a little marriage counselor there, McCartney. Everything is always, you know, it's going to be Maxwell's hammer and this and John was really like a rocker. John was like an Elvis rocker. He's straight away rocker. And once you get to Rubber Soul, forget it. Now we're talking poetry, right? Rubber Soul and Revolver.
I saw an interesting interview with John Lennon about Rubber Soul that basically when they came out with Rubber Soul, they had like 3 months to come up with something. Yeah. You know, and they're trying to fill and how they're, you know, and how quickly they were able to, we spent a day on this song. It was done in a day.
Right.
Then we went in this studio and we got this. And he was talking about they also went into Sgt. Pepper. And he says, you know, we had this concept. He said to talk about a concept album. He says, really, the concept was the first 2 songs and then the reprise. The rest of it could have been on any Beatles album.
Exactly. You know, and
he said Mr. Kite was just a poster I had in my house of an old Victorian. And he says, I just looked at what was on the poster and I just wrote it into a song.
Yeah, right. Like that was right. Well, that was Paul's thing, right? Paul was trying to satisfy the band from being angry we're not touring anymore. Yeah. So once you say you're not touring, he was worried the band will break up. So everybody was angry about being a Beatle. No, George hated being a Beatle. John didn't want to be a Beatle. Paul liked it. Paul never complained about the Beatles' success, but Ringo go along. He wasn't a troublemaker. But the other two had the anti-Beatle on their shoulder all the time. So that was Paul's reason for making it a make-believe band that will give psychic relief to. But it was, you know, it was an okay album. It's never been one of my favorites, but it's got that amazing Day in the Life. It's also got some crazy-ass George Harrison song in there. I forget what it is, but I know I like it when the album's around. But I never crave that album. I love Revolver and Rubber Soul, and then the White Album. I'm a White Album fan, but you have to.
I loved the White Album. There was some decent stuff. Of course, John always complains about Paul's little. His little ditties.
He does. He's got
his granny songs. Right. He called them his granny songs.
Granny songs, right. It's a song about his dog. Martha, my dear. What is that doing in a rock album? It's nice, but give it to Tom Jones or Vic Damone or somebody. You know what I mean? What are you doing? But, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, I'll give him that one because he was going for the inversion of norms. Right, Obladi Oblada was like an expression because everything's crazy, right? The guy's got the makeup on, the wife is working, the kids, everything. I'll give you that, but the music of it, come on. Now give me a Glass Onion is an amazing song. Glass Onion's kick-ass. Paul's good song on the White Album. He's got 3 of them, right? He's got Back in the USSR. That's a cool song. He's got the right. He's got the. When I get to the bottom, I go back to Helter Skelter, a kick-ass song. He's got one more. There's one more in there that you could play it at a party and people go, wow, what is this crap? Come on, put a song on. But that's a big fat album to only have 3 goodies from him. And, John's Your Blues there is one of the great blues songs. And he was doing that tongue-in-cheek. He's not even a blues guy, but he kicked ass with that song. That song is on the White Album's great. Well, you know what? This was great. Perfect tonight, Bob. Thank you. By the way, we're going to start doing this now. We don't have a schedule, but we're doing something now going forward because I'm sick of looking for venues. I got a big comedy show May the 10th at the Irene Canova Pavilion in Indialantic, 2285 A1A. Arnie, when I hear your voice, man, I light up. Great having you along tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I was going to say something before we leave here, that Biden's new song by the Beatles is Nowhere, man.
That's perfect. Also, before you go, hold on, go, give me a little, what do you call it, horoscope, like anything, me, you, the country. Do you ever can you look up America's horoscope? Would you do July 4th, 1776 as a birthday? Do you ever do that?
Yeah. Well, I can give it to you right now. That's the strongest combination of signs in the zodiac because it's got Cancer and it's got Scorpio. Besides, Scorpio likes big defense. Like America does.
Good. Okay, so we got Scorpio, and what was the other one in there?
In Cancer.
Oh, in Cancer. So, Cancer is not the disease in the horoscope, right? It's a terrible word. So it's a crab. Is Cancer the crab?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what is Cancer like? A crab is a predator that'll rip your eyes out when it's right and take you down, suck all the blood and meat out of you if you're a little animal. So crab, aggressive, and then what's the other one? Scorpio. Wow.
They're both similar. They're like insects type animals.
Yeah, and sexual with the Scorpio, and we are a very sexualized country. Witness our discussion earlier. Wasn't it great to hear Lori before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our man Bob over here.
Gate just firing.
Say it again?
I said she comes out of the gate just firing on two cylinders.
Doesn't she? Don't you love that? She gets on the highway, she punches that gas pedal, baby. We're going somewhere when she's around. Love it. All right, listen, I love you guys. Bob, great talking to you in Pensacola, Arnie in Fort Myers. And this is the Ed Tyll Podcast. You're listening to this at edtyll.com or you're watching this on YouTube. Either way, it's a pleasure to have you along as well. This was it's been too long, man. This has got to have to happen again real soon. I made such a nice graphic, too.
Grew up working class in a place they call the Bronx. Learned on the corner about the school of hard knocks. Found out his rap could be his salvation. Well, now he's talking all across the nation. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show.
All right, fantastic. This Ed Tyll song you're listening to, written and performed by Pat Horgan, my friend. Go to thunderroadband.com and hear all of his great stuff.
People call him up, discussing everything. Love him or hate him, he's gonna have his say.